He often said that the people he worked with felt like family, and that some bonds lasted longer than blood. That feeling shaped how he approached television, too. At a time when much of TV grew louder, darker, and more aggressive, he believed audiences still wanted something gentle, something that felt like the first season of a show rather than the 7,000th. That belief guided Pat Sajak for more than 4 decades, even as his own life behind the scenes grew more complicated than most viewers ever knew. For 41 years, Pat Sajak was the steady face of Wheel of Fortune. Many assumed he eventually stepped away simply because he was tired or ready to enjoy retirement. The truth, which he only began to speak about openly years later, was far more layered. In 2025, he revealed that a medical emergency nearly killed him, that network decisions made him feel quietly pushed aside, and that his final days on set carried an emotional weight that even shocked his own family. His exit was not just about age or longevity. It was about survival, regret, and realizing what truly mattered. Pat was born Patrick Leonard Sajak on October 26, 1946, in a working-class neighborhood of Chicago where money was always tight and stability felt fragile. His father worked long hours in a factory, while his mother struggled to keep their small household running. Poverty shaped his early worldview, teaching him resilience and humility before he ever stepped near a microphone. His Polish surname, originally Sajak, was often mispronounced, so as a teenager he shortened it to Sajak. It was a small change, but it reflected a larger desire to fit in, to move forward, and to escape the limitations of his childhood. Everything changed when he was 17. A live teen DJ contest aired on WLS, one of Chicago's biggest radio stations. Pat entered with nothing but hope and a calm voice, and to his own surprise he won. Suddenly he was spinning records on a real station, speaking to an unseen audience, and feeling a spark that never left him. After graduating high school in 1964, he juggled odd jobs to support his family while chasing broadcasting opportunities. He enrolled at Columbia College Chicago, working nights as a desk clerk at the Palmer House Hilton, practicing news reads in his dorm room until sunrise. Those exhausting years taught him discipline, timing, and how to sound composed even when completely worn down. His home life was not easy. His parents divorced, and his mother remarried, bringing more instability into his world. That emotional uncertainty drove him to seek control and security through work. In 1966, he landed a midnight to dawn radio shift at WEDC, earning barely more than $1 an hour. It wasn't glamorous, but it was real. He learned how to connect with listeners he could not see, how to stay calm in silence, and how to respect the responsibility of being on air. In 1967, his life took another turn when he was drafted into the U.S. Army. What he thought would be a quiet clerical role changed when his radio background was noticed. By 1968, he was transferred to the American Forces Vietnam Network in Saigon, hosting the Dawnbuster morning show for hundreds of thousands of troops. Every morning, amid rocket attacks and constant danger, he played music, cracked jokes, and tried to make soldiers feel closer to home. He lived under threat, even if he wasn't on the front lines, and those experiences left permanent marks on his nervous system and outlook on life. One moment haunted him in particular. On Christmas Day in 1969, he accidentally cut off President Nixon's holiday message to the troops, thinking the speech had ended when it had not. Thousands never heard the conclusion. He joked about it later, but the guilt lingered for years. Vietnam taught him how fragile life could be, and why kindness and calm mattered. He left the Army with an honorable discharge and a clear goal: stay in broadcasting, but avoid chaos whenever possible. After the war, he worked small radio jobs in Kentucky and Nashville, slowly building experience. By the mid-1970s, he crossed into television as a weather presenter. His humor, warmth, and relaxed delivery stood out immediately. Viewers liked that he didn't take himself too seriously. In 1977, he moved to Los Angeles and became a weatherman at KNBC, earning a solid salary and gaining exposure in a major market. His playful style made even forecasts feel friendly, and producers began to take notice. Game show pilots followed, many of which failed, but each audition strengthened his reputation. Then came the turning point. When Wheel of Fortune needed a new host after Chuck Woolery left, network executives initially rejected Pat as too local. Producer Merv Griffin disagreed and refused to move forward without him. That belief changed everything. Pat debuted on Wheel in December 1981, nervous and uncertain, but determined. Ratings dipped at first, yet he stayed patient. Over time, his humor softened, his confidence grew, and viewers followed. The real magic happened when he was paired with Vanna White. Their chemistry transformed the show into a nightly ritual for millions. By the mid-1980s, Wheel of Fortune dominated television, and Pat became one of the most recognizable faces in America. The workload was brutal, with days filming multiple episodes back-to-back, but the show's warmth never wavered. Over the years, he faced controversies, on-air mistakes, and cultural shifts that made humor riskier than ever. Some moments sparked backlash, others became legendary. Through it all, he remained human, imperfect, and deeply consistent. Awards followed, records were broken, and his legacy was cemented. Then, in 2019, everything nearly ended. A sudden intestinal blockage sent him into emergency surgery, and he later admitted he thought he was dying. The recovery forced him to confront decades of absence from his family. He realized how many birthdays, milestones, and quiet moments he had missed. That scare changed him. When he announced his retirement in 2023, it wasn't just about leaving a job. It was about choosing life. His final episode aired in 2024, ending an era. In 2025, he spoke honestly about feeling pushed out because of age, about old wounds from Vietnam, and about knowing when to step away. His message was simple but hard-earned. No career is worth your health, and no spotlight replaces the people waiting for you at home.